Yeah.
It's true.
There was a smattering of applause from Tabbie's classmates. It grew as Stu and Den chimed in about Tabbie's expert takedown.
She was amazing! Woohoo, Tabbie!
Eden was pushed into an ambulance, still handcuffed.
Thanks for saving us. I don't know how you weren't scared.
It's because she's a tried and true hero.
The applause and cheers grew louder as the students surrounded her in a bubble of praise. Tabbie felt the sound warm her up from inside.
Are you hurt, Tabbie? We don't want you to be hurt.
No, I mean, yes, but...
Excuse me! Medic! Tabbie should be treated ASAP!
Alright, you know what, Jonathan? You're doing pretty alright.
Wait. Oh, maybe she's actually fine. I would totally believe it after her amazing fight. I bet Eden couldn't even scratch her.
I'm pretty sure you all saw him get her at least the one time, in addition to the other one time. Tabbie looked down at her arms, hastily covered in gauze and tape.
You're right. She was just so cool.
Let me think. I think we would bask in the attention for sure.
I wasn't I?
Yep, there we go. That's that's par for the course. Tabbie smiled.
I'm glad I was there to be your hero.
The applause grew even louder.
Gosh, that smile.
She's so dashing, so kind.
Exactly!
Oh, not you. Tabbie's smile faltered as Caleb emerged from the crowd.
Yes, imagine if that maniac had gotten out of the house. Tabbie saved all of us!
Another cheer ran through the students.
But we can give her all the praise that she deserves later. She sacrificed a lot for us. So right now, as her friend, I'm asking you all to let her rest.
Caleb's right. Give her some space.
Her expression.
Oh, yeah, Tabbie, you rest up.
I'm going to call my mom and tell her you saved my life!
Alright. Tabbie gave a little bow, and everyone started cheering again. Before Tabbie could be surrounded by more applauding students, Caleb placed one firm hand on Tabbie's elbow and led her forcibly over to a bench near the sidewalk. Still within the eye line of the other middle schoolers, Caleb smiled guilelessly.
So, you survived.
Yeah, I did. No thanks to you.
Tabbie took in his innocent expression and narrowed her eyes.
Did you expect me not to?
I expected some difficulty.
Yeah, difficulty? You mean a guy with knives running around trying to stab people? Yeah, okay, bud.
Yeah, well, if you expected so much.
Yeah, where were you?
Why did you disappear as soon as the fight started? Where the hell did you go? Or was that your plan all along?
Caleb continued to smile as if the expression had been plastered onto his face.
Magician had more difficulty controlling Eden than we anticipated. A simple malfunction, nothing more. I have no say in the matter. How magic manifests, how it mingles with man, that is out of my purview.
Everything inside Tabbie was telling her this was a lie. Also incredibly pretentious.
I don't buy it.
Caleb's eyes flashed, his gaze hardening, even as his smile widened.
You don't? I don't know what to tell you, Tabbie. That's the only truth I have to offer.
Love emerged from Tabbie's hood, peeking out at Caleb from behind Tabbie's thick braids.
Is this a friend of yours, Tabitha?
Tabbie was slow to answer Love, turning the question over in her mind.
I don't know.
Ooh, yeah, let's use the Eden line on him. Tabbie gave Caleb a sharp look.
Friend. friends don't leave friends hanging. I learned that recently. They step up and stand up for each other in the face of difficulty. But you disappeared on me.
Atta girl! Tell them how you really feel!
Love is the best. Calum glanced at Love, who shrank back instinctively. She reached down to pat Tabbie's shoulder, and Tabbie felt herself smile with sudden self-confidence.
You know, if you're having trouble with Magician, I could take a look.
Calum raised an eyebrow.
Take a look how, exactly?
I know I can make better use of Magician. Let me have him for a day to see if we're more compatible. And then if we are...
Calum crossed his arms.
Why would I do that? We would have swapped from the start if it was so simple to adjust to different pixie magic.
You never know until you try. You said it yourself. Magic is weird and unpredictable. Look what happened to Eden and Mr. Teacher. I'm the one with the more successful track record for pixie powers anyway.
Are you?
We both had 2 chances. You and Magician botched yours. I executed my parts perfectly. You can't fight the numbers.
I feel like perfectly is questionable, but go off. Calum shrugged.
Maybe you would have even more problems. Trust me, Magician needs a careful guiding hand.
Now, you see, here's the thing, Calum. I'm pretty sure you're not doing any guiding of the hand. I'm pretty sure Magician is guiding his own fucking hand, okay?
And someone who can bounce back from the malfunctions.
He can speak for himself. Where is Magician anyway?
Of course, it's easy for you when all you're doing is destroying things.
Nice deflecting and not answering the questions.
Have you done any work that needs a refined touch? A fine-tuned approach?
Calum, I'd like to remind you here you're a middle schooler, okay? Have you? Tabbie opened and closed her mouth, begrudgingly acknowledging his point.
Besides, I saw that you have a new pixie friend.
Calum fully turned his reptilian gaze towards Love, who huddled close to Tabbie.
So quick to turn to the next.
No. The little yeah, okay, son of a bitch.
I feel ill at ease simply handing Magician over to you. Especially if you're replacing pixies left and right, like they're disposable tools. Unlike you, I value my relationship with Magician over the novelty of a shiny, new thing.
I haven't replaced anyone!
Well, in that case, have you considered giving me your excess pixies? Since they've given you such excellent results, a little charity for one in need.
Tabbie stood up, putting Love into her pocket. Love gave a small cry of protest, but didn't emerge again.
They're not excess anything!
Sit down before someone decides something is wrong.
Tabbie flopped back onto the bench with a huff.
They're not excess tools!
Oh? So this new one isn't a surplus to the first? Where is Strength anyway? I haven't seen him buzzing around you like an anxious bee.
Calum furrowed his brow and adjusted his glasses, as if he was seriously contemplating Strength's absence. He quickly schooled his expression back to one of insufferable superiority.
He's...
Oh yeah, Calum's 100% involved. Tabbie took in Calum's uninterested expression.
Maybe you took him.
Calum scoffed.
So you've lost him.
Or he was stolen.
Why would I take a pixie when I have one in my employ already?
Tabbie narrowed her eyes at Calum.
You always have an answer ready for everything, huh? Well, answer this. If you think you're such a genius mastermind, How come you didn't have a backup plan for when Magician messed up and you let a killer on the loose? And if your plan was to have me and Strength take Eden down, why didn't you foresee that Strength might go missing?
You can't blame me for your mismanagement.
Ah, yes. A lot of you statements coming from Calum.
How could so many things go wrong if your plans were supposed to be foolproof?
Right?
It's like they're actually full of holes or something.
Right?
It's almost like you're not in control at all.
There we go. Calum's eyes flashed with an undecipherable emotion.
I am in control.
Oh yeah?
I decide how to proceed.
Then I'll ask you again. If everything went according to your plans, why did it all miraculously fall apart? And what did you do with Strength?
Calum's stare was icy, but he looked away first.
Who can say how a well-oiled machine will break if a rock is thrown into the gears? Can the rock really blame the machine for breaking? Perhaps you should think about your own responsibilities.
Perhaps there should be maybe just any level of a screen or covering over the gears so the rock doesn't just kind of fall in there.
And how you might step up to meet the operation standards my plans require.
Ah, yes. You must meet my plans. Tabbie scowled, sensing that Calum was going to keep dodging her questions.
Whatever. If I find out you've been hiding or hurting Strength,
I shall be sure to let him know you've had a change of heart and suddenly care about his well-being. If I see him.
You're upset.
Ooh?
Did it need to be so destructive? The damage was far beyond what I intended.
And? What were your intentions if nobody saw him after all? If the scale was so small as to be undetectable?
I just mean that only Eden needed to get caught red-handed. I couldn't care less if he was flattened under a falling beam in the process. But a whole group of students were hurt. I didn't mean for chaos and devastation at that scale.
It was a necessary evil.
Calum looked at Magician with equal parts suspicion and supplication.
You keep saying that, but you won't explain further or tell me why we need to go this far. Tabbie's endured our malfunctions twice in a row now, even if only the first was unintentional. And now we've resorted to underhanded poaching. Why did you act without consulting me? If you were going to kidnap...
Trust me, Calum. All of this is for your own good. The time will come when it will make sense.
Calum opened his locker and reached inside. A sleepy, mint-colored pixie took a careful step forward, raising one shaking hand towards Calum's.
Calum, you're better than this.
Calum didn't respond. Magician frowned as the boy remained frozen, hand hovering above his books. After a moment, Calum stared down at both pixies inside the locker, clearly conflicted.
Calum, who was destined for this but you? No one else will look out for your future. You must act decisively to secure the best path forward. That is the only way you will be happy, Calum.
Calum clenched his jaw and grabbed his notebooks, shoving them into his bag emotionlessly.
Please!
The locker closed with a decisive and final bang. Hey. Oh, that looks like that's the end for now. Well, until Act 3 and the full release and all of that, This has been This Magical Girl is a Bitch. I have been moderately voiced, and it's been a pleasure having you. Whenever this comes out, we'll make the full look. See you then.